Welcome everybody, welcome to another episode of Racing Rivals Live with yours truly, Pigpen, the one and only. Lots to talk about yet again, busy week going on in the Racing Rivals world. Update 7.0, a lot of people are happy, a lot of people are, well, we'll say, for lack of a better word, upset. I'd like to talk about it with you and see if we can sort through everything and kind of figure things out together. With me today is the usual crew. Let's see, we'll start off with my man Bird. Bird is here with us. What's up, Bird? How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. We have Sticky Ricky. What's up, Sticky, my man? How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. Happy to be here, guys.
And he's been on a few times. I know you guys know him. He's a staple in the Racing Rivals team scene. This is none other than Tech Assassin. Tech, thanks for joining us today.
What's going on, guys?
There
Thanks for
we
having
go.
me yet again, man.
Yeah, so we're going to start talking about 7.0, obviously. Well, basically, it goes like this. Some of the events or some of the features were leaked yesterday morning, and from that moment, my phone blew up. Just nonstop notifications all day long, reading going on, and people were just freaking out. Berserker, furious, you name it. They were just losing their mind. And reasonable, I guess you could say, because when you read the black and white text, it sounded horrible and just like, come on, my God, what is going on here? So then, as the day progressed, my mind wandered, what is going on? And it's just like all these scenarios going through my head, and it was just chaotic, guys. I don't know if you felt the same, but it just felt chaotic to me. Like, didn't know up from down, left from right, what was going to happen. Just trying to play out scenarios, and I'll tell you, within 5-10 minutes of the Carbonated live stream on Twitch, I gotta say, I got a sense of calm. I just felt calm. I was getting, and then as that kind of faded, it kind of built into excitement because, man, I'm telling you, some of you, we just don't realize how bad the game was. We accepted the game and all its flaws. We accepted that for so long that it just became what it was. And any change to make it better, we totally tried to reject it. It just wasn't what we wanted, but I'm telling you, after thinking about this, so it's been about 24 hours now, and you guys have had 24 hours to kind of soak it in, digest. Let's talk about it. So I know where Bird, for the most part, I know where Bird and Sticky Ricky stand. You guys, similar to my point of view, I'm excited. There's some things I'm really excited about. There's some things I really have questions about. But Tech, I haven't had a chance to talk to you. So let's see, where do you stand? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? Are you dreading it? What's your view?
Oh, it's
here?
going to be something different.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be all that bad. I mean, like you said, like when I first found out about it, I know you were one of the first people that I messaged about it. I was like, man, is this going on? Is this true? You know? And I think there was a little bit of clarification given after the live stream with Carbonated. I felt a little sense of relief that, all my stuff, at least I'm going to be able to do things with it. At least they're not taking my whole garage from me. I still will have my cars, and eventually I'll have the ability to pink them against other players and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But, I do believe a fresh start was needed, man. I mean,
yeah. Craig says Craig's in live stream causing trouble. He's saying this is pre-recorded. It is pre-recorded. This was recorded yesterday, and I knew Craig was going to say this is pre-recorded. So that's freaky, huh?
Hey, not this straight up live right here, man.
Oh, yeah. So, Ricky Mac, when is the update coming out? Well, I don't know exactly. I don't think anybody really knows, and I don't think the guys at Carbonated have an exact date because they haven't told us. But we do know around March 1st, they're going to start really amping things up, and they're going to be somewhere around that ballpark. They're going to be dropping the price of upgrades on all vehicles. They're going to be dropping the price to $1 per part, and that is to let you really go at it and do a last tune to your cars. Get them exactly where you want them, because when 7.0 drops, your 6.5 cars, all the cars we have right now, will be locked forever. You'll never be able to tune them. You'll never be able to change that.
Do you think they'll open 7.0 up at the 5-year anniversary mark in June?
I think it'll be before that, to be honest. I think it's going to be at some time in March, mid to late March. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but if I had to put money down on it, I'd say it's going to be mid to late March.
Yeah, we figured 8 weeks.
Yeah, so there's one thing I want to kind of reiterate, and I'll say this. I'm going to say this a few times during the live stream, because there's going to be people jumping in and out. Not everybody's going to hear it, so I'm going to say it a few times. I'm going to say, I want to just kind of hit head on the point where people say that the game, they're stealing our garages, they're ripping us off, they're thieves, they're taking our stuff away. And I got to tell you, that is not the case, because you have to consider this. The game as it is right now, or actually years ago even, the game should have been done. Most games... Call of Duty, for one. I play Call of Duty, and every year, that game lasts 1 year. And then on the anniversary in November, I believe it is, they drop a new Call of Duty series. And it goes for a year, and then it's done. And you don't get to carry over any of your purchases, any of your progress to the next game. One and done. That's it. So this game has lasted 4+ years. It's going to be over. It should have been over, whatever the case may be. So you can consider 7.0 as Racing Rivals 2. Now, everybody starts over fresh, except for the fact that you do get to carry your garage over, in a sense. So that's bonus. You get to carry your garage over, something that doesn't happen in any other game. So you can kind of say what you want. They're stealing our garage. They're not letting us race our cars, this and that. But when you consider the fact that this game should be done and you wouldn't have had anything, that's a huge bonus to have your garage, to have it ready.
You know, I'm sure the pitchforks are going to come out for this. It's not really our garage, is it?
No, absolutely not. And I mean, I know we say it's my garage.
I was talking to Craig earlier today on the phone, and here's what he came up with. And he had a good point, and this is probably how other people are looking at it. Your Call of Duty game.
Yes.
You choose to buy the new version every year, but yet you could still play the old version.
Sure.
If you didn't want the new version.
Sure.
So that's how some people feel about it. They,
well,
they want to be able to access all their other cars.
Sure.
And I understand totally. I'm looking forward to the new cars. I'm looking forward to the new tunes, new shifts, getting used to the new cars, the way the game started. That was fun. Seeking out tunes.
Yeah.
You got guys that just want to tune and fine tune, hunt them down. That's part of the fun.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that all over again.
Update, that was all taken away, and I really didn't like the game since the last update.
I'll tell you, since 6.0, and I'll have to say from 6.0, it's been getting a little bit better here and there. They've done some stuff, most certainly, but this goes way back to when Glue dropped 6.0. I was so disappointed, to be honest with you. Like, we went out to California, to Long Beach, to their studios, to Glue Studios, and what we saw was definitely nothing close to what actually dropped. I mean, there were some similarities and stuff, but I was so ready to go. I thought this was going to be like a new era for Racing Rivals, like on the up and up. There was going to be a collaboration between, you know, some famous actors that were in racing movies, and we saw a little bit of that with some crates, but nothing to the extent that they really hoped. And then the progress of the game, the programming, kind of just dried right up, and that's why we had this half-ass looking garage that just didn't quite fit. We had all of these issues that were going on, and at that point I think Glue just said, you know what, we're going to let this wave go and we're going to ride it for as far as we can, for as long as we can, as money's coming in, as long as it's financially stable enough to keep it going. We have more money coming in than going out. We're going to let it go until it makes sense to cut it loose. And then here comes Carbonated. They take over, and it was an uphill battle for them. Most of the things we saw, the problems weren't really actually caused by them at all. It was caused by, you know, Glue and programming and the way things were set up before that. But of course, you know, Glue gets away, not scot-free, but Carbonated's left holding the bag. And who's the anger, you know, pointed and directed towards? Carbonated, because they're in charge now. And of course, we hate them. We're going to, you know, direct our anger at them. And you're just not going to please all of the people all the time. You can please some of them some of the time. But, you know, it's a long journey. And right now, it's still Racing Rivals, but you have to really take a realistic look at it and understand that in all reality, this is what I consider Racing Rivals 2. You'd have nothing, absolutely nothing going into the new game, but we have our bonus. We do get to keep our garage, and we're going to be able to race legacy races, and eventually, sooner than later, we'll be able to race in pink 6.5 cars versus 6.5 cars. So, you know, it's better than, like I said, it's better than when a new game comes out. The door, it is.
Joe, can I roll it back for a second?
Sure, absolutely.
I was asking if did they mention how often we'll have legacy events and we'll be able to race our cars? And they didn't say how often, but I do believe they said we'll be able to use it more than we thought it would let us, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do remember somebody asking, and they you know, it's all still up in the air right now from my understanding. I don't think they really know how many legacy races or events happen, but hey, you still have your test track, so I think you have your test track from what I remember, so you can check it and race there if you want. And then when things get going, maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll have multiplayer lobbies where, you know, legacy garages will go to. You can race other legacy racers on that track that you will be able to pink. So I'm guessing they're going to have some sort of track. And I don't know if they're going to be integrated 7.0 and the 6.5s on the same track. I didn't know, because they did say you want to be able to show off your cars, but if there's only 6.5 cars...
They said a 6.5 car will never be able to race a 7.0
absolutely,
car.
Absolutely.
It would be legacy cars against legacy cars.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
But I'm wondering, they said you can drive up and show them off. Well, who are you showing them off to? Other 6.5 people who have them? They're not. You would think they would have somewhere where 6.5 and 7.5 can...
Go back on this. They did say that we would be able to race them, just the cars wouldn't run the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Newer cars would be a different build, different tune. They would run differently, and the times they would try to make them fit within each other's parameters. I could be wrong, though.
I think what they meant by...
They said no because 7.0 is all cars are going to be non-boosted.
Right.
All legacy cars are boosted.
Well, here's what I thought, and like I said, man, this is just, there's so much information out there, and we're still sorting through it. But I thought, from my point of view, I thought they meant that, so say I have a Honda Civic Si, D-Class, and it runs 9.7 now, or, you know, we'll say 9.7 now boosted. If they added that same car to the 7.0, it's going to be a different car, but yet it'd still be the same car. It would be completely different, and that would run a different speed than the 6.5 car.
Correct.
I think that's what they meant by that.
And 6.5 cars will be permanently boosted.
Yes.
And the 7.0 cars will run as if they are boosted.
Yes, they may run at a different speed if you compare it to a 6.5 car, but they won't be boosted. So whatever the normal is for the 7.0 cars, that's what it'll run without boost, which I kind of like that. I hate it. I always hated the fact that, I mean, we got used to it, but I hated the fact that you had to buy gems to get these cars, buy money to upgrade the car. You had to use gems to repair the car, but then you're burning the candle at both ends, and now they're taking gems out of your account to race, to buy boosts, going, you know, how many ways can they, you know, it was set up like this from the beginning. How many ways can they nickel and dime you out of your gems? And I like the fact that no more boost. You don't have to worry about getting nickel and dimed like that anymore. You know, it's just boosted and that's it.
Yeah, but you know they're going to nickel and dime us in some other way.
Well, they got to make their money. We know that.
They have to make their money. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be something. We're going to need them. You're buying cars with gems, but we don't need boosts. So there's got to be something else we're going to have to spend gems on.
Well, it's going to have to be, because they're going to have to make money some kind of way.
Or hopefully they just know that the game is really good. People are going to be racing, and you're going to spend your gems racing. Yeah. You know, hopefully that's it, because you know I'd rather.
I saw, sir. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just going to say is just really quick, and if I'm going to spend $20, okay, I'd rather spend $20 racing rather than $10 racing and $10 repairing, not playing the game, not enjoying it. So if they could find a way just to say, hey, we know they're going to spend the money, but let's have them spend it so they're enjoying the game and not spending it waiting to repair, you know. So we still spend the $20 I was going to spend, but now I'm actually spending it in a manner that I'm actually enjoying the game with a positive, you know, view of the game.
Yesterday I asked you a question and you read it, but I kind of think you guys took it the wrong way when I said, is turf going to happen right away, or we got time to prepare? Now, what I meant by that was everyone's starting over. Mm-hmm. We don't know how many cars we're actually going to have. So how are they going to be able to throw a turf together?
Well, that's
first or second week.
That's yet to be seen. I know we'll probably, from my understanding, we'll have if you've done the campaign now, you'll have those cars going forward. So you automatically have to start off with one car. We know that. You have to have at least one car. If you've done the campaign, you'll have a few cars from that. And my guess is you're just going to have to go through them. I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm guessing you're going to have to go through and try to do these collections and, you know, try to earn some more cars, whatever way. And they did say, like, there's a ton of ways to earn cars. And I think you could just get them by racing. And, you know, there's all these new ways to get cars. So
now, that's kind of the twist. I don't know if they could have done it, but if you have your legacy garage and you take a couple cars and you want to, you know, build it into something, a newer car for 7.0, that would be cool.
Definitely be cool. Definitely. There's just so much. I mean, there's so many options, so many different twists and turns that could go on with this. I don't know, man. I'm here with everybody. I just want to check it out, and I just want to keep an open mind, because as a we all know,
in the long run, it's going to be good for the game.
It is. You know what?
Bring on another 4 years.
Everybody's freaking out that they're
saying, at least give them the opportunity, because everybody's saying, oh, they're lying to you guys. And well, you know what? Give them the opportunity to at least lie. Let them mess up, and then we can bring the pitchforks out, right?
Right. You know, there'll be times for pitchforks. Don't get me wrong. Let's just wait now and kind of let the dust settle, see what's going on, and go, hey, holy crap. Maybe, just maybe, you like it. Maybe you like it more than the game currently, you know. You know, it's just one of those things as a gamer, and I'm trying to keep an open mind. I'm trying to just to reiterate to everybody to keep an open mind at this, because how many times, and I know it, how many times have I, Bird, how many times have you, Ricky, Tech, how many times have we jumped the gun, just even with racing rivals over the years? There's a new update coming out. Everybody,
I hung up my racing suit. My buddies laughed at me. They're like, "See you in a week."
Exactly.
Yeah,
Everybody freaks out.
I've done it too, man. I've sold all my cars, and then that very come Thursday, I was racing. You know,
exactly.
On Sunday, and I was turfing. Come, you know, turf time. You know.
I feel bad for the dude who supposedly, and I didn't see it. I just saw a preview on my Facebook, you know, scrolling through. I guess he crushed or supposedly sold 900 cars back to the game.
I watched some of that.
Yeah, I watched some of it too.
What do you guys think of that? Because I've seen those type of videos before where people...
You know what I'm thinking, Joel? Give them to me. I'll keep them.
Hand them out to the community, to the people that still want to play.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe, Dr. Daddy's crying. He wants a wrench.
Oh, Dr. Daddy wants a wrench? Okay. Let me...
Don't forget Frank the Tank.
He's got one.
I gave...
Where's my wrench at, man? I've been waiting.
I'm going to have to find...
Where's my wrench?
Everybody's going to be holding wrenches in the motherfucking chat.
I have to find his comments.
I can't type anything. My computer's frozen.
Why can't Dr. Daddy? They won't give him a wrench.
Oh, there's probably too many wrenches out? Or is it because he has his own page?
Oh, it says go to... I click on it. It says go to his channel. But if I go to somebody else... Nope, I think I only have a certain amount of wrenches I can have. Because no one else can get a wrench.
Maybe there's a certain number of mods you can have.
So I'm going to have to figure this out. Dr. Daddy's definitely got to get a wrench. I'll get to figure it out, though. We'll do this at a later date. I'll go through. There's got to be a way for me to find out who the mods are. Manage.
You can't get a wrench because Todd booted him a long time ago.
Let's see. I'll do this. I'll check it out.
I can't even see him in the chat anymore. Are you still here, Michael, or what?
Oh man, Dr. Daddy's got to get a wrench. He's got to get a wrench. I just got to figure out how to get him that wrench.
Every time he logs on, so he doesn't cry all the time.
And I got to talk to Craig. I got to get Dr. Daddy. I made a sweet ass poster for Dr. Daddy.
Hashtag Canvas.
Yes, absolutely. I made him a pretty freaking badass canvas. So I got to make sure I talk to the person. She's making it. So I got to figure out how long it takes to get that thing mailed to him because it is pretty badass. I wish you guys could see this thing. Pretty cool. I don't know what. I'm curious. Wonder what Dr. Daddy, if he's going to stick around, what his plan is. Damn, I'm dying of thirst here. So.
He's gonna complain. He's gonna complain a lot, but he ain't going anywhere.
Nah, he'll be back. He's done that before. He sells his car, cleans out his garage, and then he starts over again. It's just what he does. So he'll be back. I don't know. Maybe he's not even planning on quitting. I don't know. I haven't heard. I haven't talked to him. I'd like to get a chance to talk with him. I want to try to get some in the next couple of days, guys. Get more and more people that from the community that have been on the live stream and see what their plans are, because I'm excited. I really am. Really am. And I'm not just saying that. I don't get paid. I don't get anything from Carbonated. They don't give me cars. They don't give me gems. They don't give me money. They don't. And I just say what's on my mind. If I like something, I'm going to tell you. And that's what I'm doing. If I don't like something, you're going to know. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So I am happy. I'm excited. What's to come around the corner. I like the new leg of Racing Rivals. The next quarter mile around the corner. We'll see what happens. I'm excited, and I'll tell you that. I'll be truthful. And as soon as it changes, if it ever changes, maybe I get more excited. Maybe I love it. I'll tell you. If it doesn't, and I'm like, hey, this is garbage, I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly what I think. So don't think that I'm just hyping it up for Carbonated, or because I looked through some of my comments on the last night's live stream, and somebody was like, "Oh, you've been." They accused me of saying that hyping up the game for sales or something like that. Going, what are you talking about, dude? I don't get anything. I don't do that. I do this because I enjoy it. I enjoy coming down here and hanging out. What would I be? I'd be sitting here on my computer watching cat videos, picking my nose. No, I'm here. I love this stuff. I love live streaming, hanging out with friends that I've met in game, talking about the game. We just sit here. We could talk all night long. We've done this over and over and over. Doesn't matter who's on the live stream. I don't really have any friends in real life that I know that play the game, and a lot of us don't. And when we get together with people who do play the game, it's just crazy how long we could talk about it and just go on and on and on and in-depth details and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing. I want to break it down for you. You know, the garage, the legacy garage, there's so much to talk about last night, you know. Ghost shifting. Ghost shifting will be gone. Bird, you must be happy about that.
On the new cars.
Well, on the new cars, correct. Oh, so let's talk about this, because how do you... Surreal had a really good question at the end of the live stream, Carbonated's live stream, and he asked, how do you prepare? How should we prepare as a player, prepare our garages, prepare our inventory? How should we prepare for 7.0? And that's a very good question. And how are you guys going to prepare? Because, like, we're running out of time. Like, you know, we got a couple of weeks, maybe a month, but I'm telling you, time goes by fast. So are you guys, like, making a list of cars and going through and making sure they have the right tunes, the right events, the right, you know, what are you guys doing? Have you thought about it?
I'm just going to go day by day. I'm not really doing anything. I'm not really going nuts, selling everything. I am tuning my in quotation legacy cars to make sure they're all, and I'm putting some of them into certain lobbies so I can have one for every lobby, considering there's not going to be any engine damage on them.
Right. How many are you going to say, because you're going to be able to pink. You will be able to pink. So how many do you think you're going to prepare? Like, say you want to do a 1650 Subi Coupe, because that's a really fun car, really good lobby. A lot of people like that. Or say whatever your preferred car and lobby. How many are you gonna have? Because there's no engine damage. You don't have to worry about going, oh crap, I gotta repair this, I gotta repair that. But you do have to maybe kind of worry about over the years losing them and winning others, and they may not have the same tune as yours or whatever. So you're gonna do like 5 each? You're gonna do 10 each, or what? Have you even thought about it?
Well, the way I'm doing it is I hold certain world records in certain cars, and those are the cars I love most, obviously. Yes. So I'm going to tune a bunch of those to that lobby.
Yep. Oh.
And I'm going to take my favorite cars and tune them back to certain lobbies.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, though,
yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Before I forget, I got to get you your Z28 bag. Before I forget.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Well, we got some time. Just make sure it's before the update.
Yeah, but
yeah, no doubt.
I want to get that back to you soon, because I have a tendency of just kind of spacing it out, and if I keep that and I have that when 7.0 drops, like I'll feel like a giant turd.
Well, you'd be able to pink it to me later on anyways. That's what I mean, why everybody's freaking out and they're all going crazy. You shouldn't, because look, Joe, even if you do get stuck with the car per se, you can still pass it back to me after, right?
Yeah, from what it sounds like, there will be pinking. Absolutely, there will be pinking. So, and there will be test tracks. I don't know. Maybe you can still even join a friend. I don't know. I mean, if that's the case,
maybe you can join a friend and pink a legacy car versus legacy car over to your friend.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's really.
That'd be cool.
People are losing their mind over stuff, and it's really too early to lose your mind. I mean, come on.
It's taking a day-by-day approach.
Right.
That's right, Tech. That's right, Tech.
Yeah.
So. I woke up this morning, it was a better day than yesterday.
Yeah, I'm still up in there about the club names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I mean,
so if you have
I don't like that it's only top 10. They should give you guys more of an option. Like, so let's just say a consistent, like you guys, you're a consistent top 25 team. You know what I mean? And let's just say you guys fall short. You come 11th that weekend, which I'm sure you won't. You do what you need to, right? But it sucks that only the top 10 get to pick their name when there's been guys like you have been around since the beginning with the same name. Why should you guys even have to give it up, right?
But my point is, okay, if you're going to take the team name away, are all your guys going to still be on the team? Or is everyone going to be out of a team and you got to scramble to get your team back?
Oh, that's a good question, man.
There we go. You know what?
I mean,
Dirty Hammer's got a...
How can you have a team if you have no team name? So how can you have members?
I mean, are they going to change I'm confused. Are they going to change team names every week? Are only certain teams going to have, their name locked in? Or, what's going on, man? That's what I want to know.
I was under the impression this was just a one-time deal, like to unlock teams when 7.0 drops. But I could be wrong. I thought it was just a one-time deal just so all these old team names that are awesome that are no longer available are up for grabs.
Oh, yeah, them. Yeah, then if they want them, fine.
And who knows, maybe...
I made Sam Crowd is the day I figured it was locked in.
That have been active for like 4 years, our team, for example, has been around since the start. And I think that the team name shouldn't be changed. No,
I'm guessing that there's going to be a set of criteria, some rules, and I don't think active teams are going to be... I just don't think that that's the way they're going to go. Like, active teams are going to have to worry about logging on and trying to save their name before the competition snags up Sam Crow Racing or Drama Kings or whatever. I don't know. I just don't see it that way. I don't think... I think it's going to be a one-time deal when 7.0 drops, and I could go back and say, hey, remember that team? Gearheads. I could grab that team name up, or I could grab what are some of the
All Stars or something like that.
Yeah, or I'm trying to think of some of the old teams that had just been idle for such a long time that were great names, great legacy, like teams that back in the day everybody knew them, but just not available anymore. So I think it's like a one-time deal. I could be wrong. I'm just, just going by what I think, my feelings here, my understanding. And it's a one-time deal when 7.0 drops, and you have an opportunity. If it's inactive, if maybe it hasn't hit top 100 in a while or something of that, it's up for grabs. And you could say, hey, but then again, here's the twist. Maybe nobody has money now. Nobody has cash. Maybe it's a ton of cash to get a team name. Or maybe it's going to be gems to start up a team now. Or who knows? You don't know.
I just like to see that most of the teams that for the past while or so that are still going.
Yeah.
Like Stage 3, Sam Crow, Drama, 360. All them teams.
Gator Racing, that's another one.
Yeah, Gator Racing's been around for a while.
Why should they change their name? They've been around for a while. That's part of the legacy, ain't it?
I would think that's
one of my friends too. I'll speak up for Chad. Chad Ross said he's the leader of Rebels. They've been around. I was with them for a while too. They've been around forever.
Yeah, them teams shouldn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys should be able. It shouldn't even be a debate. You guys should be. You've been here since the beginning, supporting the game. Yeah. It should be an automatic thing. Those who have a certain amount of turfs under their belt get to keep their name.
Yeah.
Because people start new teams like crazy, and they get together and they bang it out, and they kill this turf, the next turf they're nobody.
I mean, yeah, exactly, man. How many teams have you seen come and go?
Yeah. And how many actually stay and survive for as long as 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something like that.
Yeah, you log on and you look for the team names that you're used to always seeing, and that's who you want to race. Because in a way, those are the teams that you trust are going to race because they've been sticking around. They've been around for so long.
Well, there's the teams that you majority of the time are going to race you fair.
So
like if I click on somebody on Stage 3 or I click on somebody on Drama or people that I've known that I've raced for years, I know I'm likely going to get a clean race out of them. I don't have to worry about that when I click on them.
So here's a question. I want to try to get some people in the live chat involved. So we got all sorts of people here. I'm just looking. We got Ricky Mac. We got Angel. I'm going through here. We got Chris, Beast Gaming's here, and we got Zachary Del Rio. We got so many of the usual suspects here, and everybody who's been coming back week after week. So I want to ask you, first of all, there's 2 questions, guys. Throw it up in the live chat so I can see. First question is, what is your favorite feature about 7.0 that you heard on the live stream? What's your favorite feature so far? You know, what do you think is going to be the coolest thing that you're looking forward to? And I'm going to ask you, and I think it's going to be the garage, but what is the worst thing, the one thing you don't want to see in 7.0, the one thing you're not looking forward to? So I'm kind of curious. I want to get everybody here, Cardex. Surreal Dirty Hammer say Cardex. Is that your favorite feature in Crystal as well? Everybody says Cardex. I didn't think that was...
My favorite feature is the elimination of boost.
I love the elimination of boost.
Yeah.
I didn't think Cardex was going to be such a hype...
Shifting gone.
Yeah, okay, so no boost.
I'm not happy about that.
Some people don't like the ghost shifting.
Did you guys hear my voice well?
So I didn't realize the Cardex was such a huge deal. Richard MVP. Is that the real Richard MVP? I don't know. I wonder if that is. Legacy locked least favorite. Okay. I definitely see how that could be
probably my least favorite thing of the game is Legacy's cars can't versus 7.0 cars. You can't beat 7.0 point versus 6.5. That's going to be my least favorite.
Yeah, that's got to be up there.
Not very happy about not bringing chicken points back, Frank the Tank said.
No, I saw that. No chicken points.
Need them back in the game. They'll just be abused again.
Yeah.
You're right, Tech. You know what? As much as people like us appreciate them, other people just abuse them. They wouldn't even have to turf anymore. They'd sit there and chicken each other all day.
Back and forth, over and over.
You remember how it was in lobbies, guys? Free points, foul me, I'll foul you. Get the fuck
I hated that. I hated that. That was when it was like an R class. It was like a Stella event, I think. And that's when people started abusing the system. And they were just like, it was, I race you, I foul, you get a bunch of points, and then for the next two races you foul and I get, and it equaled out to the same amount of points roughly. You would get 40 something, for example, and I would probably get 38. So it was like one foul, and then the other person would foul out twice, and then they'd move on, and it was just like, it was ridiculous, man. It's like, this is a racing game, not a foul out and trying to collect points game. But I always thought if you have chicken points.
I always told Joe that they should have done the twist on the chicken points. If you race someone and they chicken out, they should lose points.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
That with the deduction, that would be a great idea.
I was just gonna bring that up and say, hey, if you bring chicken points back and you foul out, you lose points. Or even if you lose a race, you lose points. The points you lose, the other player gets.
Yeah, that's how. That would be.
Well, that kind of sucks too, because if I'm in. Sorry, go ahead, brother.
Only a portion of the points. It don't have to be all the points.
Okay.
You know, but if they foul or say they chicken, and you only get 50 points, they should be minus 25.
So, Ricky, what were you going to say? Because you seem to have something you were going to say opposing that.
Well, yeah, but then again, it would be my fault because I would be the one challenged. So, for instance, if I'm in a Stella and I challenge somebody in a rough rhythm and they throw pinks at me, I'm not going to go for it because I know they have parts. So now that I chicken, because I thought my friend or whoever it was just going to throw up some money and whatever the case. Like, for instance, somebody has a cash flag up. Mm-hmm. You go at them in a Stella because you want to suicide it, and then he throws pinks at you, and he's got parts. So I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to back away. I'm going to lose points for that, right?
Yeah.
Which, and it will favor at the same time, too, because if it is two Stellas and we go at it and you chicken out, those chicken points are there.
Yeah.
It works in our favor.
It does, but when you do the single car events,
I agree with you 100%, especially when it's like a BMW one. I mean, come on, they're so cheap.
Alright, let's see. I haven't raced this
like, why are we free racing each other in 128 eyes?
Let's see how this works.
No doubt. Or like right now, what's going on right now? I mean, go in turf right now. I mean, there's people free racing these D-class cars.
Yeah, but it's
cheap should be repetitively pinged, man. If it's easy replaceable like it is.
Yeah, but you can't really bitch about that now because the game is going to change people are probably trying to build up their garage, keep their garage, not lose cars, get their legacy rewards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really not.
But this has been an issue for some
in
time.
This turf, I'll run free race. I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm not gun hoeing it, but I'll free race. I split free racing my CTR. I don't care.
Yeah, you know what? I can see CPR gem car though. Even that I would understand. But Bert, if I come to you with a star and you free race me in your dart, what the fuck?
yeah. I mean, what was it like 30K to buy one? I mean,
yeah, right. I think it takes 22 minutes to max each one.
Yeah, something like
There
that.
we go.
Well, you got an argument with the dart. Yeah, I can't see that, or a Civic Si, but.
Right, a CTR I do understand. That's a gem card, even if it is just 20 gems, and nonetheless, it's still a gem card. Gems are real money.
You done spent some kind of something that wasn't just ORC that you bought for 50 cents.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
You know, I think this game is going to turn when 7.0 hits. It's going to turn more like when I first started, like a grinder type game, and you're going to have to grind for points because cars aren't going to be as easily available. Like, you're just not going to have a boatload. Yeah, there'll still be pinks, but maybe not as much pinks. You know, it's going to be more grindy.
You know what, Ted? I agree with you there, and I appreciate that because now when we pink each other, let's use you and I, for example. When we throw our cars at each other, it's going to mean something again.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's not just going to be okay. You know, I'll just
a piece of shit aside, don't worry, I got 30 more. Yeah, I got 30 more in the garage. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to mean something again. Like
That's
when I
right.
first started, I mean, all my cars meant something to me, and I just didn't throw them away. You know, it's like before I knew about the black market and whatnot, man, I was the guy in there free racing a low class car to score. You know.
Yeah, me too, buddy. I was there too, man. I was found in the lobby by a friend, and thankfully he took me under his wing, and that's how I got to meet Joe and whatnot, right? But
Yeah.
I was still there in the lobby as a noob, and Joe, do you remember that story? The bastard took my Camaro SS and Tech. Let me tell you, I was devastated.
Oh, you got scammed, man. Fortunately.
No. I didn't get scammed. I did get scammed twice, but okay. I'm just gonna touch for 10 seconds. A friend of mine, he's a great friend now. He's actually a really good friend with Joe as well. He was in a lobby and he was really fast and he had a ton of money. He already knew about a Mills glitch and whatnot and blah 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 yada yada. He threw up 50K at me. I raced him. I beat him. He sandbagged me, obviously, because the next time I went at him, he threw pinks at me, and I went at it, and he took my 100K, and he took my car. Tech, when I looked back up, I had something like $434 left. One of my favorite cars. I was devastated, man. It hurt bad. And today, if that were to happen, it'd be like, no, I got 40 more, and I got 70 more mil waiting, right?
Yeah, it's no big deal.
The art of sandbagging has been gone from this game for a long time. I used to love that, man.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Because you never knew what somebody was really gonna race. If they weren't really pinking and all of a sudden they pinked, then you got nervous. You're like, oh shit, was he sandbagging me?
Yeah, a lot of
What's
it.
he gonna do?
And he was legit. The guy who took my car and money, he's like, hey, I just looked in your garage. I can see you have nothing. He's like, join me and I'll give it back to you. And I was like, yeah, right. Get out of here. You know what I mean? He was like, just go get a piece of shit Civic and I'll pass you your car first and I'll pass you some money. And then he ended up passing me some more money. I think he threw me like 5 mil. And then I remember with that 5 mil, guys, I was king of RR.
I remember the first time I bought Mills, man. The first time I bought Mills was from a buddy of mine, a real good friend of mine, Ken Stan. I can't say his last name, but Ken, man. I remember the first time one of our chats or whatever. He's co-owner of Callouts now. That was one of the first person that I bought Mills from in the game. You know, I set up my PayPal, everything. I think it was like only 20 mil or something. And dude, I just thought I was a baller, bro.
Yeah.
Right? I was ready to buy everything. Who's got shit for sale? I'm ready to buy.
I'm ready to play, yeah. Oh, I thought I was a man, son. I'm going here buying Stellas out the showroom, you know?
Yeah.
I was just big pimping with just a car that don't mean shit to me now, you know?
But even then, Mills were still expensive. Mills, I mean, the cheapest I saw back then was $50. That was the cheapest I saw back then.
Oh, man, I'm glad I had the glitch because I don't ever remember being that high.
Yeah, I've
seen them at 25, man.
Those were like only like $3 or $5 a piece or something. something when I started.
I remember it going. I remember it going. Yeah, I remember it going to that too. When Mills went to $3 to $5, that's when the market really took off.
Yeah.
Cars started to sell like crazy, and everybody was on pages.
So anyone else bring up any ideas?
Top 25 car would sell for $30 or $40. It's when I first started. Like the very first Supra RE, I think I sold it for $50.
I remember selling a Copel for $80. A Copel Camaro. That's worth what, 50 cents today?
The first Copel I ever got, I spent like $50 on it, and it was a freaking rim whore. Now that fucking car done got cloned to hell and back.
Oh yeah.
Ain't worth nothing.
No.
What's anyone saying? Anyone saying anything about
I'm not even in front
what
of my
they like, what they don't like?
I was getting ready to go out for a smoke.
Yeah, I'm trying to read what's going on here. There's I'm trying to figure out. There's a little issue here. I'm trying to sort out, but yeah, there's a lot of comments. A lot of people going on.
I can't see anything. My computer's froze.
Yeah.
Must be a country thing.
Yeah, well, it's not where I live, man.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere, cow pastures, man.
Mr. Bananas here. All right. So, no boost. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this. I got an issue here. I'm just trying to figure it out. So, Crystal. There we go. There we go. Trying to add moderators and making sure the right one is, because there's so many people out there faking and trying to.
I don't know why, but my app isn't keeping up. I have to keep scrolling to see comments. I gotta reset my YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I keep on having to refresh my computer, and it's still freaking froze.
Huh. So anyways, all right, I'm going to have to figure all this out later. No go shifting. I have so many notes here, man. So many notes. I guess I'm going to just start by making...
Did I hear them right? Did they say if you get to keep the money that you bought?
Yes.
If you bought it from the game,
yeah,
correct.
Obviously, if you...
Now, did they say if you traded in a gem car and got cash, you were able to transfer that over to 7.0?
I didn't catch to be honest.
They did, Joe. They said that if you sold something that costed real money, for instance, if you were to go into showroom and buy a Z28 for 400 gems, and you sold that car to game, that RRC would go with you.
Okay.
But does that count the cars that are in the garage now that we just didn't purchase?
If I answered that for you guys, I'd be lying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could sell stock GT2s or something back to get some RRC. I don't know, man.
Which wouldn't make sense anyways, because let's just say that is the case. Somebody spent 400 gems. How much of those 400 gems? Well, I'm Canadian, so my price tag's a little bit different, but let's call it $5. So you're going to buy 400 gems for $5, and then you go into the showroom and you sell the Camaro Z28 for what, $40K?
Like, I don't even know how much the Camaro Z28, it's like
and if they
gems,
do
right?
that...
Well, if turf cars sell back for $250,000, I mean, Z28 is not going to sell back for more than $100K, right?
No, I don't think so. 75K, 60K, something like that, I bet.
Yeah.
Trading cars, Video Games Underground said trading cars is earned cash. So if that's earned cash, what about crate cars?
Joe, looks like Carbonated is in the live chat.
Yeah, I was just checking that and see if that was, and it takes me to the actual Carbonated channel.
So that's somebody actually from them. If you bought something from Gems and then sold it for RRC, then it's exactly what it said. If you bought something with Gems and sell it, and then it's earned RRC.
Huh.
Okay, so since we're here, Joe, it's Grim. It's Prodigal Grim. So okay, Daniel, so if you're reading and you're listening to us, sorry. What about the cars we already have in our garage? For instance, if I have 30 Z28s and I sell them back, will that be earned RRC, or would it have to be cars I purchased with gems myself? Because we got set 28s from crates, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So let's click the answer and see if that comes through.
There we go. I think I've got this issue sorted out. Trying to add a mod, delete somebody. There we go. All right, we're good. We're good. I think we're good now. So, he's not. I'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure it out. So, I don't know, man. I'm under the impression, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the only cash you get to keep is if you bought it from the game. Could be wrong. But that was my understanding at the time. But then again...
Well, I also understood that your free racing, your perfect shifts, all that's earned money.
Yes.
Right? I know it's only $25 a perfect shift.
Right.
Ridiculous.
That's earned.
Spend, 3 years and 10 Christmases to get a couple meals.
Yeah, I believe that's earned.
All I know is when I start this game, I'm going to feel broke because I...
Okay, here it is. Here it is.
I wish I could take all my RRC with me.
Here's the simple breakdown. He says, if you bought the RRC with cash, and I'm guessing that means real cash, not he didn't buy with RRC, but you bought RRC with cash, then it's purchased, and I'm guessing you get to keep it. If you got the RRC from any other means, it's earned. So I'm thinking that's pretty cut and dry right there, black and white. If you purchased the money, so if you went to the showroom and you purchased money, you get to keep that. You used real money to buy that. You get to keep it. If you, in fact, got it from any other means, you do not. That is not able to be kept.
But I bought all that with real money.
I bought 100 mil with real money.
You did purchase it with cash. There's a little bit of a disclaimer there.
So thank you, Daniel, for clearing that. I think that's Daniel. Everybody says it's Daniel. It's probably Daniel, but thank you for clearing that up. It seems
saying it's Daniel, so I'll take his word on it.
That was cool for Daniel, though. That was cool that he joined us last night after the Carbonated Live. So he had a long day. I think we all had a long day. Like, let's be honest, that was a long day, and but it was probably especially long for Daniel. But even after the Carbonated live stream, he hung out with us for, what was it, like 2 hours? I think he hung out with us chatting.
He did.
So that was pretty cool to have.
Yeah, it's always good to have him on.
It is. It's just, you know what? I mean, because I was watching the live stream for Carbonated, and they do a good job explaining it, but there's a million questions and a million people. The live chat's going a million miles an hour, and you think of something, somebody said, and you miss so much because by the time you focus on trying to type in your question, or you miss so much information. So, you know, there was a lot of questions, and I still have a lot of questions, but it was really good to have him on.
Right. I've got a question about, okay, what about, like, our legacy cars? Say we don't get to tune them. Will we be able to sell them back to the game for RRC once 7.0 drops? Like, what good is a D-Class Civic or something and you never
What's the point if you can't take your millions over? Well, how are you going to sell it to the game and get money back?
Yeah, I don't. I was going to say, I somehow I don't think that you'd be able to sell your legacy cars back, because that would kind of defeat the purpose, because you need to separate old from new, the 6.5 from 7.0. You need to separate it to keep that inflation from getting out of control again. Now, if you have one bridge or one link from 6.5 to 7.0, it kind of defeats the whole purpose, wouldn't you think? All I'd have to do is take all my cars, transfer them to account, and then just crush them all, sell them all to the back to the game, and I would have millions again. So yes, okay, so yeah, I'm spot on there. You can't have a link from 6.5. That's why you can't race 6.5 and 7.0 cars, because then you could take them and sell them back to the game, and that it just kind of defeats the whole purpose of everything that they're doing right now, trying to get the inflation under control.
You want everything in your legacy garage tuned and ready to go.
Yes, you got to have it tuned, ready to go, because 7.0 drops, And I'm assuming the moment it drops and you start playing, that's it. You'll never be able to tune your cars again. So get them ready now, guys. Like, now's the time. Don't wait for a week, 2 weeks. I'm going through now, and I probably don't need to, but since the money's going to be gone anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going through, and I am upgrading every car. Yeah. I'm repairing every car. Probably don't need to repair them.
Until March 1st, whenever it was going to be $1 tuning, that's when I was going to start doing my tuning.
Yep. That's what Daniel just said in the chat. Don't forget about March 1st.
March 1st.
That's what I'm doing. That's when I'm going to try to do all my tuning, so I don't have to go out and make another purchase for RC that's going to be gone anyway.
Right.
I think Carbonated needs to hire a couple builders so I don't have to build. I'm about done building.
Yeah, so, yeah, we got a fake Carbonated in the group, so I just had to check and boot them, remove them. Everybody's so slick, they think they're just going to change their name and picture, and people are going to, all you got to do is click on it and go to their channel, and you see they have no content uploaded. That's not the real Carbonated. Yeah. Boop, out of here, fool. So yeah, I'm gonna go through. I gotta make a list, and I suggest that everybody does this too, to just to prepare for 7.0. I'm gonna start making a list of the lobbies, of course, all the different events that I think they're gonna have, or think that I'm gonna want to race, and then I'm gonna find the cars that are eligible, and I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna go through, and Subi Coupe is definitely one. Z28s, I got to go through and get all my Z28s. I love those. My BMWs. I have a billion Scion TCs. I'm going to have to go through to make sure those, because if I ever want to race those again, most of them are probably have the right tune, but there's still probably a lot that I won that I just never tuned right. I could go on and on. The NSXRRs, the... go through and claim all your tokens, guys. Tokens are useless. They're not useless, sorry. Tokens are, what's the word I'm looking for? Not useless, but they don't have any value. Actually, I mean, I guess you could say...
they don't carry over.
Yes.
We did get a card today.
Yeah.
It's non-pinkable.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, guys, if you didn't know this, go grab your Year of the Dog, I believe, the Chinese New Year. Go grab your car from the showroom. That's a token. The car is much more valuable going into 7.0 than the token. Of course, you won't have the token. It's a 24-hour deal, so go get it now. But, I'm going to wait for probably...
The only crates that I wouldn't open right now would be the performance crates. I would maybe wait for an A-class car to be in there.
I'm going to wait on the performance car as well. I'm going to wait on that because I don't know. Maybe they'll switch it up. They've been switching up each week, right? So
yeah,
it might be a car that I like next week. It may not, but I'm going to wait until it's definitely a car that I like, and I'm not going to pass up. I'm just going to... maybe Z20, the Z28 wasn't, I'm sorry, the Z28 was, the ZR1 had performance parts, but those weren't in crate. Those were one part each week, wasn't it?
Something like that, yes, sir.
Yeah, I think those were one, but same with the Viper, the SRT.
PCS parts, too, I haven't seen them.
The Viper.
In a long time.
Yeah, so it was the Viper, the... Well, there was another one.
Ford in there for an S-Class Lotus one time.
The Ford GT. The Ford GT was another one. The S-Class GT was another one that they gave out one performance part per week.
Is that our one part too?
That Hyundai BTR, I think, was also one.
Yes.
Yeah, that had parts, but it just said right here, it says they're not coming back, according to Daniel.
So I'm just going to wait, and, maybe there's a car out there. I mean, they had there was the Subaru, I think it was like the 2006 Subi they had parts for. there's a handful of other cars, man. So just depending on, I'm going to keep on checking week after week. And as soon as I see a car that I particularly like, I'm just going to go and just unload all the tokens. I'm going to get as many.
I unloaded a couple hundred on the R34. I think it was last week or the week before.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I unloaded all my performance crates on
Yep, don't forget
my
yes.
crates too. I sat there for a good hour and a half. I rolled one. I mean, I had a smoke and I popped all my crates.
There you go. Yuki.
And guys, with every crate that
2016
you pop,
NSX.
it's irrelevant. I was going to say you get 7 boosts, but that doesn't matter.
Now, booster, yeah.
Yeah, because boosts are no longer an issue.
Yeah.
Well, Tech, we didn't know that, right? And then I was like popping my crates, and I was like, yes, 7 fucking boosts per print, right?
You know what sucks for me is on my Ghost Pepper account, I have over 100,000 boosts.
I know, Joe. I remember begging for some.
I really wish there was some kind of compensation, because on one of my accounts, my girlfriend's account actually, we did all these special offers, okay? So what I did with all the gems from the special offers, I just loaded up on boost, man. I didn't buy crates or anything, didn't any gem cards or nothing. All I did was bought boost. So that account's got 4,000, 5,000 boosts that I'm never going to use, man. Like, I thought I was doing the smart thing, you know?
Craig.
I'm sure when they remove our boosts, they're not just gonna like, for instance, you, Joe, you have 100,000 boosts. They're not just gonna. There's gonna be some compensation for that. I'm sure that's gonna go into your legacy reward.
I hope it does. I hope it. You know, maybe I don't
there
get.
Should be some kind of something. I believe. I mean, that's just my opinion. But
Craig, they were. Craig asking if my boosts were bought or earned, and I'm gonna say they were a little bit of both. So. Yeah, so I don't know. They did say yesterday that you would not get compensation for boosts. Hoping that maybe not. You know, I don't want gems or I don't doubt they'll give me RRC, but I'm hoping maybe somehow I get some points for it or something like that. So it's not completely wasted. But Craig says he's going to bed. It's past his bedtime.
Good night, buddy.
Such a softie.
Yeah, he is. He's a sensitive one. He tries to say he puts up that mean front, he's that hard candy shell. That's all he's got, though. People eat him up like candy. He's a little softy. Anyways, Craig, hey, Craig, if you could check on Dr. Daddy's canvas. I'm just kind of curious what the progress is on that, because that's an awesome print that I made for him. If you could check on that, I'd like to get that to him soon. That's really cool. So, what do we got? What do we got? Don't sell blueprints. Yes, guys, don't sell blueprints. That's for sure. Blueprints are more valuable. Either A, as because you sell them, you get cash for them, and you're not going to keep that because you didn't buy that. That's not going to go to 7.0 with you. Either A, blueprints and you get points for them, or more importantly, if you have enough, claim them. Keep those cars in your garage, because those will be even more valuable than the blueprint, from my understanding, unless I am a complete imbecile, which, hey, is most likely probable, but it's a very likely scenario that I'm a moron. I know I am, but doubtful. Frank, what's doubtful? Will we be compensated for expanding our inventory? It's probably doubtful. So what happens with the looks of our vehicles? You put it on the wheels that you want, because once 7.0 drops, those wheels on your legacy cars will be locked in place. You'll never be able to change them. You won't be able to change the paint. You won't be able to change the tune. That's what I'm saying. Go through each and every car, guys. Get them ready. Now's the time to do it, because once 7.0 drops, you're done. It is locked for good. So don't miss out. Don't be regretful down the road that you didn't do it. Western Mass 420, he says he loves me. Oh, shit. All right, so inventory is definitely going away. Absolutely, inventory is going away completely. You'll get some sort of legacy points for that. I don't know exactly how it works out, but you will. No, now is the time to delete the app, somebody said. So I don't know what you're doing here. If you're saying you're going to delete it, then...
why are you watching?
I mean, I love the fact that they're watching, but yeah, I'm trying to stay positive, man. I'm trying to stay positive, and if you're saying...
Stay positive, and everybody should give it a chance. Don't go on Drama House.
Like I said, guys.
Your cars to the game. And
that's right, Tech. Hang on. That was Tech. I said it a million times. Give them a chance to lie. When they don't fulfill what they're saying, and then the pitchforks can come out. But it's not fair that they say, hey, we're going to do this, and then the minute of, everybody say, you're lying to us, you're sugarcoating it, and no, it's not what's happening. Like, think, and I've said it before, this is their revenue, like, this is how Daniel feeds his family. Like, why do they think that he wants the game to die?
Right. I mean, come on, like, think about that. That makes no sense that they would go and do changes that they know are going to kill the game. They're not doing that. They're doing changes that they 100% wholeheartedly believe is going to make the game better, going to sustain it for 4 more years, hopefully. Come on, right?
I mean, they're actually doing changes, too, that the people asked for. The people did ask for ghost shifting to be gone. Well, guess what? On the new 7.0 cars, there will be no more ghost shifting.
Yes.
It's gone.
So here, Daniel makes...
People asked for the no boost option.
Daniel makes a
people
great...
didn't like paying for boosts and getting boosts. Well, that's gone, too. That's another thing that the people have asked for.
So here's the thing. Daniel says this. He makes a great point right here. He says, if you want to delete the app because you're mad, just wait till the update comes out and then make your decision. There's no harm in waiting, right?
I'm sorry to jump in there, Joe. He also says that don't mention pitchforks. I'm still recovering from yesterday. I ran out of Band-Aids and everything.
Oh, God. I see that comment now.
Brutal, man.
Oh, man. I saw one with him standing in front of a person smiling, and he was holding a knife behind their back and sticking it in. And I was like, I applaud this guy, man. He's got to get up and look at this shit every day and still continue to go to work and help all these negative MFers.
And I'll tell you, gamers, gamers can be some of the most negative people on the planet at times.
Brutal at times.
But we can be the best. Look at our community. I'm telling you, if that doesn't speak volumes right there, our community has helped so many people over the years. And Brian says, Joe doesn't sugarcoat stuff. He's already gone to war over his opinions once because he speaks his mind no matter whether it's positive or negative. And that's the truth, man. I happen to be in a very good place and a very good mindset with what I hear. 7.0. Yes, it's uncertain. We don't know the future. Oh, no. But, you know, I got a very, very good feeling about what's to come. I'm excited. And that's exactly what you see right here. I'm not sugarcoating anything. This is me. I'm happy. I like what I hear. And, you know, if there's ever anything that I don't agree with, rest assured you're going to hear it from me. Right?
I mean, there's a lot of people complaining about losing their garage and losing all their money. I mean, I'm not short of cars, and I'm certainly not short of RRC, and I'm looking forward to the update.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm guessing he says, Daniel says, no, not yet, Frank the Tank. I haven't met any players randomly, so I don't know. I don't see Frank's question. Oh, he says, have you run into anybody in public? Oh, I see. I actually never had that. I've never run into anybody other than maybe somebody like my nephew I showed the game to, or somebody I know. I've never ran into anybody, but the weirdest thing was this. Super weird. Some dude sends me a message on Facebook like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I don't know. And he's like, hey, was this you? And he sends me a picture, and I'm looking at it going, it's a picture from behind me. And it's like across a store. And it looked, he's like, is this you? And I look, I go, it's like it's a thrift store, you know, a thrift shop like the Salvation Army or something like that. And I'm looking at it going, I think that's me because random.
You got up and locked your doors?
Well, the weird thing is like a week earlier or a week and a half earlier, I was actually at a Salvation Army looking for like cheap work shirts and stuff at the time. I forget. And, so it was just that bizarre. I was like, oh my, it was freaky. It was freaky that somebody, and then I was like, I asked him, I go, where are you from, man? And he's like, I'm from Arkansas. And I go, is that where this picture was taken? He's like, yeah, it was in Arkansas. I go, nah, it's not me. But looking at it, it freaked me out, man. It looked like me. I was just dropping some bricks, that's for sure. But let's see here. Well, looks like we got, I don't know, I think Daniel might still be here. So, guys, let's ask Daniel some more questions. He was kind enough to join us last night. He answered about a million questions, and I think we have about 1 million more questions. So if he's still here and he's up for it, let's ask him questions. If he sees the question, maybe he'll answer it. In the meantime, you know, just some of the things I want to kind of go over, and if he has any, or if anybody has anything to, you know, add to it, you know, definitely. So our inventory, inventory slots. So our inventory's gone completely. It'll be turned into legacy points and calculated in the whole scheme of things, but no more inventory slots. I don't know how that's going to work.
You're going to have open inventory. You can keep whatever you want.
Is that what it is? Unlimited inventory? Is that
unlimited spots? You can have 109,000 paints in there, 47,000 rims. It's unlimited.
Okay. That's kind of cool. And I liked the idea that legacy events, maybe not legacy events, but he did mention that there were going to be ways to earn first place wheels. Did you guys hear that at all?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I heard that.
And I don't.
Sorry, say that again. I missed that. What happened? What?
Somehow, some way, shape, or form, there's going to be a way to earn first place wheels. And I don't.
I did hear a rumor, guys. I'm gonna open my mouth. I heard a rumor about Copos.
Unlimited inventory.
Yeah, they said Copos and Yellow Jackets, you'll be able to earn them and possibly show them off in 7.0.
Okay, test track will still be a thing. That was a big question of mine because I love the test track. I don't know if the test track, actually maybe, is there going to be a test track for 7.0 cars? Will there be a test track for 6.5 cars? I'm wondering if there's going to be two test tracks or just one. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about that. Or if it covers both of them.
If Daniel's still in the lobby, is there going to be open lobbies for tournaments again?
These are all good questions. I love that. I think that maybe not soon. Maybe it is. I don't know. But they did express.
Needs to put on another tournament.
So legacy.
No one's got $5 million to buy in.
Right.
Tournament with what RC, bro?
So legacy events, we're going to lock.
Yes.
We're going to lock some of the old school first place wheels behind legacy events. So
I know
that's.
exactly what that means. That's awesome.
What does that mean? What do you think that means? Because I'm kind of.
In my opinion, Daniel, correct me if I'm wrong. In my opinion,
some of that Canadian shit.
I can tell you something. It's the best shit in the world. Anyways, what I'm taking from that is, Joe, in order for you to win a set of Copos or Yellow Jackets, you can't do it with a 7.0 car. You're going to have to do it with a legacy car. So only the old players will be allowed to win them. The new players won't be able to get them. And that's what I mean by they are taking care of us.
But here's the question. Can you put them on 6.5 cars or can you put them on your 7.0 cars?
Ooh, Daniel,
I think you're going to be able to put them on your 7.0.
That would be awesome because then you could actually take them into a lobby and show them off, and new players would not be able to get them, and they're going to be like, "Whoa, check out those!" Because we all go bonkers over them anyway.
That's what Panda said during the Twitch feed. That was going to be able to happen.
Tournaments. I'm not sure where we're
6.5
at.
cars, they go on 7.0 cars only. Daniel's saying.
Okay, so as far as tournaments. As far as tournaments are concerned, I'm not. He says he's not sure where they're at with that. Live chat's going crazy, guys. No, they can't go on 6.5 cars. 7.0 cars only, and that's exactly the point.
So everything you earn in the legacy events,
that's awesome.
For your 7.0.
Yes, that is.
Cars, your new rims, your paints, all that stuff.
So you earn them.
With your new stuff, and you're winning it with your old stuff.
Right, Tech, which means
Brian made a good point.
You can put on new cars. You had to have an old car to win it. So nobody of the new players with the 7.0 cars will have those cars.
Yeah, none of the new players will be able to get it.
Right.
So,
and by that you should be able to do whatever achievements they put up.
So check this out.
You should be able to win cars and maybe cash or gems for 7.0.
So they all of a sudden you log on one day and they say this weekend or this week or whatever, there's an event, legacy event only, 1 day event, top 100 players or maybe the top 25 teams or however they do it, each player gets a set of yellow jacket wheels. Tell me that would not be sick. Like, I'm telling you.
That'd be good.
Or a set of copos, or, you know, each week maybe they have a legacy, or once a month they have a legacy event, and the reward is something similar, a set of copo wheels, or whatever the case is. All right,
I know
Ashton.
that's going to piss some players off, but I'm excited. Damn right, I can get another set of copos for something that I want in my garage. Damn right, I'm down for it.
I'm ready to race.
Something new that you've never, on a new car too.
Yeah.
You're never ever going to see them again, right? Because the only way you acquired them for your new car was with your old car.
Yep. So.
Yeah, you might not be able to use all your cars in the new update, but you're still able to use your old cars in certain events.
For sure.
So
I'm sure there'll be
rewards
for the new
for your new
update.
stuff. That's really not bad.
No, it's
That's
a good
awesome
idea.
because
Yeah.
if they make a legacy turbo event, well, guys, think about it. That's pretty much all of your old cars, man.
yeah. So
Right.
I think that a lot of fun is going to happen when they unlock the 6.5 cars and the 7.0. We'll be able to pink our 6.5 cars.
Yeah.
Again, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that they wait a little bit, and, let the 7.0 build up the excitement, and let us try out the new features of 7.0. But then afterwards, unlock the 6.5. So okay, here's a question, guys. I don't know. I know few of you guys have multiple accounts, if not all of us. So here's my question for the players that have multiple accounts. What's your mindset as far as are you going to try to consolidate all? Because I'm thinking about, are you going to try to consolidate all your cars onto one account, or are you going to try to?
I'm knocking everything down to only 3 accounts.
All right, so you're gonna keep 3 accounts and spread them out, because there's two different train of thoughts here. One, you could consolidate it all to one account and get all those points, those legacy points, to get when it flips over to 7.0, to get up in the ranks and however that works. Okay, that's one train of thought, to try to get as many points and move up as quickly as possible. But then the other is, say you have them on multiple accounts, and say they have a legacy event and top, couple of teams. You could have 2 or 3 different accounts and get 2 or 3 different sets of, say, yellow jackets, and now you could put those on 7.0 cars. Now you have 3 cars with them on. So you could kind of take advantage of having multiple accounts that way. It's kind of...
Yeah, but I don't know. I got my collector's account where most of my turf cars are at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring all that back to my main account.
Yeah. Oh, Daniel's out of here? Is that what I saw? Oh,
Yeah,
got to run.
He says he had to go. He's going for dinner.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Daniel. Sorry, I might have missed him, but thanks for joining us. Go get some dinner, eat up. It's it's probably just about dinner time on the West Coast. So thanks for hanging out and answering some questions. Appreciate that.
It's dinner time around here all day.
Right?
Yeah.
Showed up out of nowhere and answered a few questions.
Yeah, man, that was pretty cool. That was nice of him, man.
I'm not kissing anyone's ass, but to me that's proper, man. He's a community manager.
shows that
The
he
guy
cares.
never stops. Yeah, he never stops, right? No worries.
Yep.
A few questions.
I'm available to answer a couple
I'm
questions,
not
so he
kissing
can.
anyone's ass.
That was
To me,
pretty cool.
That's proper, man. He's a community manager.
Yeah.
The guy never
You get
stops.
more interaction with Daniel than you did with anybody from Glue or CIE.
Yep, they did a lot on the Facebook. Whoa, they did a lot on the Facebook groups. I will say that. But Daniel's actually really stepping it up. And I got to say, not just Daniel, but Colby's been on the live streams almost every episode recently. And then they've had Panda, they've had Nate, they've had a couple of other people, I think, from time to time. So with their live stream, that's just something else that, really helps with the transparency and the Q&A, to actually get to talk to, actual, I can't even log on. What is going on? Oh, that's because I'm dumb. That's why.
They do another players council. The players council people need to step up a little more too.
Yeah, I'd like to see some new people to the players council, some fresh blood, some new ideas. I think that would be really great to have some new people on to say, their views and stuff, because we've been playing forever and we're kind of stuck in our old ways, and that's one of the things with the 7.0 comes out. We kind of, we have a hard time accepting new things, but you have a new player that doesn't have all these like ideas and stuff from the past and want to bring those. They have new ideas, stuff that we've never even thought about really. So I would love to see new people to the Players Council, fresh blood, people that,
are
active, true.
That actually play the game consistently.
Yes. Not
like
people.
Us.
Yep. I mean, there's people that out there that play consistently all the time, week after week, and and there's a lot of personality. There's a lot of things you have to consider for that. You're flying somebody out there, their personality, they have to have a personality that's outgoing, because the worst thing is when you get somebody up there and they zip up and they're quiet, quiet, and you want someone who's not afraid to just say, hey, listen, these are this, and just yap and talk and like mix and mingle and just fit right in, to give them your
and
views.
You also want someone from both sides of the table as well, not just somebody who's happy-go-lucky and somebody who's just completely upset. You got to have people up there who have stuff they want to share and who are ready to take a beating in the process.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest,
call them nuts if they come up with an idea that ain't gonna work. Right?
That's it. Frank the Tank. I'll go for a case of whiskey. Oh yeah, whiskey. So
I want to start seeing more stats in the game. I hope when 7.0 comes out that they at least post stats every now and again on the Racing Rivals Facebook. Like that one time where they posted stats, like the last couple hours of turf, how many cars were pinked, how many points were scored, and which team scored. That shit was cool, man.
I love
really
that.
Not only back in the day, they had all the stats for the fastest racer, most pinks, and all that.
Yeah, they have all that information. They have.
I remember they said that stat up there who won the most money that week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's.
And then I remember I made it to the list a couple of times, but not on like the hot side. I was up there, but I had more losses and wins than cars, and I was like, I don't want to be up there for that. Ricky's GTSV 127 lost 180.
Look at that. I love it. I got to give a shout out to Edward. Edward's here. Shout out, my man, Edward. And then I see a comment that's funny. Toonslock1 says, after Pigpen said whiskey, he starts looking around for his bottle.
That was me last night. I had to have a drink.
Yeah. I got all my whiskey upstairs, man. I got to figure out what I got to do, because we do Whiskey Wednesdays every other Wednesday. So next week, I don't know, because we have the Carbonated live stream at 8, but Whiskey Wednesday, I'm going to have to figure out what to do. I'm going to have to figure this out.
Is it inappropriate to do like a Monday Kush Day or something?
A Monday what? Kush Day?
A Monday Kush Day or something.
There we go. But
I thought that was Monday through Friday Kush Day for you.
Yeah.
That's Monday through Sunday, brother.
Oh, yeah. So, whew. All right. So, I mean, man, what's next week's topic anyway? What's the live stream about next week? I can't remember. Was it, it's not.
It was The Legacy Continues, right? I think that's what they labeled it.
Nope, that was the one that was yesterday's.
Yesterday.
Was it the turf one?
I think it had to do with turf. Jeff says he'd be a great addition to the council. I agree. Jeff's got a really good way of communicating, and he's been playing for a while.
Council and say last minute comments.
Last minute comments make your team proud. Oh my gosh. Get your last minute comments here. I can't remember. I thought it had to do with turf. I really do. Somebody knows. I just, you know what? I probably.
I can't think of it right now. I can't recall.
I bet you I could find it here, and I got to sort through some pictures. I removed some files and moved them.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Woo. So how about that God Bless America picture, huh?
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Oh, God Bless America. That picture was amazing. I wish I could show you guys that. I don't see the lives. Somebody's got to know what it is. Somebody. What's this? Steven messaged me. Yes.
I don't understand why my...
oh, here it is. I found the image. I got to restore it. Now I got to find out where it restored it. All right. All right. So I think it puts it in here. Here it is. Okay. So episode 5 was the one that just passed, and that was The Legacy Continues. Okay. So episode 6 is Let the Events Begin. Let the events begin. So I'm guessing, obviously, from the title, they're going to be letting us know what kind of events or what we can expect. Who knows, man? I think it's going to be awesome. We'll find out what's in store for us. That's going to be fun. I like this. I like not knowing a little bit by little bit each week, whereas before the events, the updates, man, you didn't even know there was an update until the update dropped. Now, not only do we know that there's an update, we kind of have an idea of when, and each week we get new information as to what to expect to build the hype up, to build the excitement. So,
yeah, I'm glad we just weren't totally blindsided by it all. I mean, we've got a concept, we got an idea of what's going to be happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, for sure. The one thing that, you guys are stealing it from my mouth. The one thing that settles my heart is we're able to continue with some of our stuff. Joe, you've mentioned it on Call of Duty and GTA 5 and stuff like that. When you buy the new game, not only are you paying real money for the new disc,
yep,
you're starting all over again.
They don't transfer any information, anything you're built, anything you've collected, anything that the progress you've made. It doesn't pass over. Like I said, I play Call of Duty, and every year they come out with the new one, and you're starting from just ground zero, building up from nothing. Everybody starts over every year. So we've gone 4 years plus now without losing anything. So, and it's about time it happened. It's gonna happen with, video games. It's gonna happen, whether it's the inevitable, whether it's now, tomorrow, the next day, it's gonna happen. And you know what? We were lucky enough to be able to bring over something, some of our progress, something that we can still use from time to time, bring it over to the new version, and get credit for some of the stuff we've done for the last 4 years. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't quite see it that way, but
I know I heard a lot of people saying, well, why didn't they just make it Racing Rivals 2? Well, what you fail to understand, if they was to make a Racing Rivals 2, then all the stuff that you have,
your shit stays behind.
Over.
Yeah, you're nobody in Racing Rivals 2.
People fail to recognize.
Right.
Okay, so they did come out with a totally new game. Well, then Racing Rivals, as we know it today, is done. All your stuff is done.
Yep. That and
at least this way, us older players are able to carry on and still use our things and earn things.
Uh-huh.
It's better that they did it this way than just totally nuking the game and coming out with a brand new game.
Right, and not to mention...
I agree with you, man. I had my teammates, and I don't understand, because they came out to me and they're like, Rick, why are you on live stream sugarcoating shit and making everything seem so nice? And I said, first of all, who am I? I'm a nobody. I'm just an opinion. I'm just somebody who's been here for a long time like everybody else. I don't have any changes I can make, but am I going to cry, quit this game sucks? No, I'm going to be optimistic. And like I've said it millions of times, I'm going to wait for them to screw up before I pull up my pitchfork. I'm not going to stand at the door with the pitchfork. How do you expect them to do a good job like that? I don't understand it.
Right. And here's the thing.
Changed. Everyone was complaining about it. things needed to change.
Yeah, and if we already have the pitchforks out, that means we're already expecting the worst. And even if they put out the most amazing content, if you have that negative mentality, you're not going to accept it. You're not going to accept the new content. So you've already made your mind up. And if you've already made your mind up without any sort of information or an educated, decision here, then you know what? If that's how you run your life, you're going to really come into a lot of problems down the road. I mean, whether it's your personal life, professional life, you can't jump the gun. You really can't jump the gun. Get the facts. Get the facts first.
My father taught me that at a very young age. Be thankful for what you have, because there's always somebody out there who's got a little less than you.
Yeah. I mean, no matter how bad things seem, there's somebody else out there who has it worse than you. True.
That's right.
So be thankful.
The grass is never greener, right?
That's it. I mean, yeah, I just had surgery recently, and I was like, it was horrible because I've never had surgery before, and I kept thinking, yes, this is miserable. I'm miserable, but you know what, man? You know how many other people have had worse situations, even just surgery? Like, there's people that have, heart surgery, brain surgery. I just had a simple little operation. In my world, it was miserable, but then I really started thinking and going, man, it could have been so much worse. Like, don't
100%.
So be thankful for what you have.
I told you I got my finger trapped in an excavator this summer?
Yeah.
It was just, and when it happened, I was ready to kill the guy in the machine, and I was, with my hand covered in blood and my bones busted up, I was ready to fight people. Before I was about to pass out, but it wasn't until I was sitting in the hospital and the doctor looked at me, he's like, you're very lucky, man. I was like, what do you mean I'm lucky? I was ready to fight him too. I was like, what do you mean I'm lucky? And he's like, buddy, your hand is still all here. You got one broken finger. He's like, it's just broken. It's not like it's shattered or if it's going to fall apart, we're going to have to amputate a piece of it.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to stitch it back together and your finger will be functioning. He's like, you may lose feeling for a few years, which I don't have any feeling in that middle finger, but God damn it, I can pick up my coffee cup.
You still have that
with
finger.
My left hand, you know what I mean?
So
I'm thankful. It could have been so much more worse. And just like, I know we're getting off topic, but it could have been so much more worse for Racing Rivals. They could have just shut the doors and part two.
Exactly.
Nothing.
We could have.
That's it.
Think
End
about
of
it.
story.
Yeah.
That's
Tech.
right, Tech. End of story. No, nothing.
Right. You go to log on yesterday, they had a live stream. Say instead of that live stream, there was no live stream. It was just turn the power off, shut the power off on the servers. Done. You go to turn your app on, and it says there's no connection to the server. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, and then what they would do? They'd go to CSR and they'd start complaining about that game.
Yeah. So just server not found. Exactly. Surreal called it right there. Server not found, and that's it. And it happens. That happened time and time again with online games. They all have a shelf life, man. Online games have a shelf life, and that's it. So we're lucky this game lasted longer than anyone ever expected or anyone ever designed this game to go. It lasted a lot longer. And be thankful because the next version out, we're getting credit for what we put in. We're getting a legacy garage where if you started a new game, you wouldn't have anything. So, hey.
That comment right there, Joe, completely won me over. Okay, I'm not starting from scratch. It can't be that bad then. And then once I heard I was able to keep my APK cards, like, oh man, I am feeling much better now.
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, you got to look at it. You got to look at some of the newer players that really don't have much. They have some cars in their garage.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a fresh start.
Yep.
Everyone gets a fresh start, so everyone's about the same.
And here's the thing, too, is I think of this, and the way it was with the amount of cars we had and the amount of money, and I know people say, well, don't punish us, but here's the thing. You kind of are punishing. If they didn't change things, the game would have just suffocated and died. It would have just faded away and gone. It just couldn't survive.
It was already on a down spiral anyway.
So think of it this way. If you and your buddies, we all get together and we're playing a game of poker, all right? We're playing Texas Hold'em, and there's 5 of us around that table. One new guy who has $20. Everybody else has $4,000. That guy who has the $20 doesn't stand a chance. He's going to bet $1. or he's going to bet $5 or $10. Everybody's going to raise him all in. And he's either got to win every single time or he's done. The first time he loses, guess what? He's done. And that's the uphill battle new players fought or had. That's the uphill battle they had, is they just couldn't stand up with us. They just couldn't hang. We would just take them out. The second they jumped in the track, all in, pinks,
we were there too.
Take it, done. They're gone.
I was one of those guys. Like Tech said, we used to sit out there grinding hours and hours and hours. And when I
first started, I didn't know it was the black market. I had
no idea. I was in the game for a year.
A 20-car garage. Sam Crow beat me, and I had 20 cars in my garage.
Oh.
And I would grind out my points.
Good night, Surreal. Thanks for checking out and hanging out with us. And good night. Get some sleep. Yeah. So Frank the Tank, what's my favorite car, man? I got to tell you, I get asked this all the time, and it just depends on my mood. I got some cars that kind of do the rotation. I always loved the Scion TC. That's the car that got me started with the game. I just raced that. Then I moved up to the, I raced the Evo 8 for a while. Back way, we're talking like the first year of the game. I had hundreds and hundreds of Evo 8s in my garage. That's all I did. I was jump. Oh,
for Daniel.
What's that?
Daniel's back.
That was a fast dinner for Daniel.
Yep, that was. So.
Yeah, but Joe, you know you're a BMW guy.
I love the BMW.
His favorite car would be that BMW GT2.
I love it.
Joe, he's BMW and Ford Focus RSRE.
Dude, what? I love the BMW.
His favorite car would be that BMW GT2.
I love it.
He's BMW. Hello?
Yes.
We're still here.
What's up?
Oh, we just got you back. I think we lost you for a second.
Yeah, I think so. Something was going on there. Some technical I'm just trying to check my YouTube, so I'm going back and forth.
I have to eat fast.
Gotta get back to work.
Eat fast before I waste away.
Yeah.
Have you seen me?
So yeah, I love the Ford Focus RSRE. I know a lot of people hate that car, and I can understand why they hate it because there's just so many of them out there. It's a little overpowered. But the thing I like about it is that you could go into a lobby at any time and you could find pinks for it. Whether it was other cars pinking you or whether it was you versus the same Ford Focus RSRE, it was just pinks. And I'm certain that's what really I love the game. Pinks, the adrenaline. I love that feeling. It's just I'd play World of Warcraft and you'd go around. I was a PvPer, meaning player versus player. Basically what we do right now when we race another player. I consider that PvP, and that's what I loved. I loved going out and just going head-to-head and just ganking other players, killing them, and it was just such a rush, such an excitement, and and then when I started playing Racing Rivals brought that excitement up to the next level. Not only did I get to essentially kill the other player by beating them in a race, but I could take their car too. Like, are you kidding me? Or I could lose mine. I put mine on the line, and I've lost plenty of cars, and that's what I really loved. It was just an extra bit of excitement to the game that no other game had. I never played a game like this, like World of Warcraft or Call of Duty. You go out to a lobby, and you shoot and you kill some people, you die, you start over, no harm, no foul, you just keep going, and then you lose the match, win the match, you do it all over again. And there was no consequence. There was nothing of value that you were wagering. And in Racing Rivals, of course, you're putting your car on the line, you're putting your money on the line, your reputation, and it's so fun. Like, there's no other game like it.
Now, since Daniel's back, and I know this is really, it's on my mind, and I know Frank the Tank has been bugging me about it. Can Daniel explain a little bit more about the team names? How's that going to go down?
Okay, well, I'm sure he's listening. If he can chime in on that, that's awesome. If not, we understand. He does say, though, the thing about pinks, folks think they're beasts when there's a measly 10-cent car they can replace on the line. True story. You go out, you buy 150 Honda Civic SIs or Cobra SVTs, and you just race them, and they think they're awesome. But how beastly are things, or how beastly are these beasts going to be when it takes a month to get that car? Now, if it takes you a month to get one particular car that you're after, you could probably get others within that month. But if you want one specific car, and it takes you a month, and you're in a lobby, and somebody puts that up, throws pinks for that, man, you're going to have balls of steel, or you're going to walk away with your tail tucked between your legs. Like one or the other, it's going to come down to, and it's going to show your true colors. So, that I can't wait for. Whew. What else? Any other questions, guys? Now's the time. We're here. We're just hanging out. I'll kind of give everybody an introduction again. We are going on an hour and 40-minute live stream, and I'd love to keep going, but I do need some sleep. I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night, and I thought I was going to come home and take a nap and be refreshed. But no. So Daniel says here, in 7.0, team names will be reset to unlock the many names trapped over the years by empty teams. Okay? Before we talk about that, let me tell you who I'm with right now. First of all, guys, you know him. He's here all the time. My man Bird, leader of Sam Crow Racing. Bird, why don't you say hello to everybody?
How's it going, everybody?
All right. Next, Sticky Ricky, guy I've known for a while and just now recently started, I met him a few live streams ago, and he's been here a few more times since then. So Sticky Ricky, why don't you say hello?
How are you, everybody?
And last but not least, Tech Assassin. Tech, are you here? Are you having fun?
Yes, sir. Having fun hanging out.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So
Yes, sir.
that's who I'm with, guys. That's who's with me tonight. In the live chat, there's many people. We still 50 strong right now, and we're just hanging out, which is crazy. We don't have anything specific we're talking about. We're just doing the new 7.0 things. We're speculating. We're tossing around ideas, and we still have 50 people hanging out. Daniel says we're trying to set up a competition in turf where the top X team, so they don't have a number, let's say the top 5 or top 10 or top 100, but the top X teams will also be fighting to reserve their name. Reserve their team name, or the name they wish that they had but could never get.
So like stage 3 and Sam Crow, we got a battle to keep our name?
I don't know. That's interesting. That's, I don't know what to think. I don't have any information.
That's the oldest clubs right there, stage 3 and Sam Crow. There ain't nobody older than us.
Wow, right.
Probably the most oldest active top team in the game.
So maybe they have it where like the top 100 teams get to keep their name, and then anything after that is up for grabs? I don't know. That's interesting. I'd like to
see. I could see some of the old names that are like stored away that no one's using anymore. That are kind of locked away. Yeah. But 4.5 years into this game, I think I had the right to lock my team name in.
Yeah.
You know, Nick, I have to agree with you, buddy. Especially you put in the time. You've been long enough. Everybody knows that SC, that picture.
Yeah. So I would think that maybe he says the top X teams will get to keep their names. So I'm thinking I'm thinking that I'm guessing that's going to be a pretty large number, like maybe the top 100 team. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but maybe like the top 100 teams, get as long as you're active, you get top 100. Your team name is locked, or you can open it up and take somebody's name that didn't make top 100.
Now here's another thing I'd like to ask them. In this new update, are they going to go back to charging people to create a team. Because, ever since they did it's free, you got teams popping up like crazy.
Well, yeah, maybe they actually put some sort of, it used to be, well, actually, RRC is going to be very scarce for a long time. For a long time.
In the beginning, it only cost $40,000 to make a team, but
right.
Still it costs something.
Right. So maybe they do that again. With the scarcity of RRC, maybe $40,000. Maybe they bump it up to $100,000, and now you can't make that many teams. Or maybe you just
they use gems.
Yeah. Maybe you say, hey, if you want a team, it's going to be, I don't know, 500 gems or something to start a team. That might keep you from just making random teams and taking up all these names and just letting them sit idle. Or if your team goes, maybe they say if you have a team and your team goes from future point, if it goes idle, your team doesn't race turf or make X amount of points in a month, then it's back up for grabs. Someone else can take it. I don't know.
Yeah, everyone knows my stand on it. Frank's kind of with me, too. I really think they need to address more club issues to make it fun.
Yeah.
Make it more competitive in turf, say.
So, but going back real quick, I would think they would want to do that with in-game names as well, because there's a ton of cool in-game names that have been, from the very beginning, like really cool names that have been locked up, and now you have like, like Sticky Ricky 80, like there's Sticky Ricky's taken, so Sticky Ricky 83 and Bird has been taken, Bird 1 has been taken, Bird 2005 has been taken, so you got to go to Bird 2724, and you got to keep going and putting these names and these weird variations and X's and O's in front of names and stuff. We're not going to reset everyone's names. Damn.
Even some of them names that got banned, but if they ain't bringing the accounts back, if some of these guys that are playing still that might have had a banned account, maybe they could get their old name back.
Well, maybe the name, but they definitely won't unban the account. Well, they could actually
not the account, but maybe the name.
No, but they can go back. I'm pretty sure even if account's banned, you can go back and change your name and then take it on a new account.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So, but street cred, I think they were kind of talking about street cred, how it's kind of an antiquated thing. It doesn't really do anything, and it doesn't.
Yeah, not no more.
No. So
once you hit that 250 level, no one really cared.
Well, the cap, well, that's different. That's experience, and then there's experience, and then there's I'm sorry. I'm just trying to read the chat here, keeping up to date on it. So there's experience points, which raises your level, and then there's street cred, which does nothing. Well, basically nothing. I think it might do something here and there as far as like crunching numbers.
Yeah, but a lot of guys used to stop playing under a certain name because their street cred got so high because guys would stop racing guys with high street cred. Yeah,
and people, I never understood that. I mean, it's great. I love to see, because you could see the people they played for a while, but it never really scared me. I'd look at somebody and go, yeah, they got a lot of street cred. That just means they played a lot. They've raced a lot. That doesn't mean that they're great. Doesn't mean they're going to have a great race every time.
Playing, I thought the better the street cred you raced against, the more points you got, but that wasn't true. But yeah. I just thought you became a better racer if you...
Frank says it does.
All the higher end players.
I guess it does have for some people, it does have a mental edge. It does make people nervous at the line, and I do see that. But as far as realistically, other than that, that's a mental thing. But you think about it realistically, and you go, yeah, okay, so they've raced a lot. But that doesn't mean they're a good racer, and B, that doesn't guarantee they're going to have a great race every time. So it just never really struck fear into me,
Hey, Joe, can I jump in there for a second?
Absolutely.
Beast Gaming wants you to check your Skype, and Chad Lamos is asking if he can get a quick recap. He just walked into the door from work. He's always here with us, so.
Yeah, I know, Chad. Okay, Daniel. His eyes are off chat, but if I see a good question, I'll shoot it out. He's listening. We can see if we can get Daniel to check. He's just hanging out, checking. He's probably still eating some pizza or something. But so Chad, and Chad and everybody else who maybe just joined us, or maybe you missed the Carbonated live stream yesterday, you missed our live stream, we got you covered. Basically, we're talking about, Chad, we're talking about everything that's 7.0 that we know now, and also things that we don't know that we're trying to just speculate. We're trying to take stuff out of thin air, clues they've given us, and try to see how all these pieces fit together, and maybe give us a glimpse of what we can expect. We know for a fact that if you played now, we're playing now, old players will have a legacy garage, meaning all our cars now will be in this garage. You have to tune them now. You have to tune them now and you have to get the paints, the wheels on that you want, because once 7.0 comes out, those are locked into place. They'll never be able to be changed. Locked for good. So go through your garages, every single car, set them up. Set up cars for different lobbies. Set up cars for different events. Set up your favorite cars. If you have a favorite car that you just cannot live without, make sure to get those ready. Have them all the right tune. So go through your inventory. Don't sell anything. Do not sell anything, because there's a difference. There's RRC that's earned, and RRC that it's called paid. Basically, if you've earned it, you do not get to keep it. So if you've won it in a race, you've sold a car, you've sold inventory, blueprints, whatever, you don't get to keep that. The only RRC that you get to keep is RRC that you have bought, that you have purchased from the game. You've clicked on the top, you go to purchase, and you've bought a package of RRC. That's the only RRC that you get to keep. It sounds cruel when you think about it. Oh, what's gonna happen? I'm losing all my money. This is game over, doomsday. They're just resetting the inflation that has plagued this game and has suffocated it from day one. We have to understand that. It's just the inflation that's getting reset to just make it fun again. That's the thing. There's so many cars, so much RRC out there that it's not fun. Yes, it's fun, but there's no excitement. There's no, you're missing that edge, and they want that back. We want that back. I want it back. I think we all do. Whether we want to admit it or not, we want that back. We want that excitement. We want what brought us to this game to begin with. And that was the excitement of going for pinks, and it meant something. Daniel mentioned earlier that you may have a car that it might take you a month to get that specific car. There's different events, or there's different requirements and collections, and it may take you a month to get that car. Now, when you have that car and it's taking you a month to get it, you're going to have a big set of cojones to put that car on the line in pinks against somebody else. It's going to mean something again. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be...
Now here's something I was thinking of that I don't think anyone asked. This new update.
Yes.
Did they solve the Game Guardian situation?
They mentioned it, but okay, here's the thing with Game Guardian and cheaters, and I knew this a long time ago, and they reiterated it a little bit. They're not going to tell us. They're going to give us very little information, and unfortunately the reason is this. It's very simple. Not only are there just people out there hacking and scamming and doing all these I can't say scamming, but hacking and glitching and all these, not only just people, but it's big time money, man. There are businesses out there. All they do is go through and program and find ways to, you know, farm different games and cheat and stuff. So it's a battle. It is seriously a battle, left and right, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And here's the thing, any information that you give them and you put out there, oh, we did this or we tweaked this, now they know. And they know exactly where to go to try to find and see what you did to get it. So they're going to try to find a way to circumnavigate, to get around that, to get back to hacking again. And then you're going to have to find how they got into it. You're going to have to find a way to fix it. And it's just back and forth, back and forth. So the less information you put out there as to what you're doing, the better, because they have less to work with. And but they did say they really are actively, and they have been. Daniel's been banning bastards left and right who cheat. We've seen it. We've seen it in the drama house every single day. I see a post. Somebody says, why my account get banned? Why did I get banned it? I'm legit. I totally haven't done anything. And you know they're full of crap. If their account got banned.
He sneaks in there quietly and he drops a comment, why did you cheat?
Yes. Yep. And the funny thing is many of them have to try to uphold the image that they were legit. They don't want their friends to know that they've been cheating this whole time. So they have to put that post up there and tell, I didn't cheat, and they put this big act up there. You know they cheated. We're not stupid. We know you cheated. You know you cheated. We know you know that we know you cheated. We know. But they still have to put up...
You know that we know.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. Banned. B-A-N-N-E-D. Banned.
I love the Thug Life meme. He's sitting there in the car with his beard and a pair of shades on. There's a joint in his mouth. He's got the hammer in his hand.
Yep, and the glasses.
Hashtag ban it and Thug Life on his sweater. Fucking badass.
Yeah. So, I mean, every day of the week I see somebody putting a post up that they got their account banned. And for every person who we see so for every person we see that puts up a post that they got banned, you know there must be 20 more that didn't put a post up. So they are working around the clock, banning accounts that are cheating. And, you know, they're not going to sit there and make a post every time we ban this, we ban that. But just know that they are banning people. So if you're thinking about cheating, you get the bright idea to think that they're not going to catch you. They're going to catch you. They have every bit of data. Every bit of data stored in this game. They can go through and see what you did on day one. They can see, oh, I got this car in a shady manner. I transfer it to this car or to this account. I transfer it to that account. I transfer it and I get it back. No, you're not fooling anybody. You can follow that car from day one. It's got a list of where it's been, how long it's got information, every bit of information, things that I've never even thought of. It's in that game. They can go through and collect data and find out everything. So, you guys, if you're thinking about cheating, if you even get the slightest bit of curiosity, just don't do it. Honestly, you're going to lose your count. It's going to catch up to you at some point. So just don't do it. Dennis,
did I hear that? I thought, Ricky, you were asking the APK cars.
APK.
They are going to be.
Yes.
If you have them,
right?
No, if you have them, you keep them.
Yep. If it's in your garage, it's like EA Sports. If it's in your garage, it's in your garage.
Relief.
So, but I thought they said something. I don't know. I can't remember. There's got to be a way to combat that in the future, and I don't quite remember what they said. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about APK cars in the future. Maybe, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I'm going on a little sleep here, so I'm getting a little loopy. I just want to go back and see what Carbonated. So Daniel says, and he takes it personal because no one banned cheaters back in the day before he was there. True. I remember way back, even not so way back, you'd have cheaters, and all they would do, they would take the cars, they would cheat you out of a car, they'd transfer it to a clean account, and then if that account, the dirty account got banned, who cares? They start up a new one, and they have your car. They never banned anybody, though. It was just like slap on the wrist, if anything, sometimes. It was like, hey, what'd they say? You're pink at your own risk. And that was the mindset, and if you lost a car, sorry, you pinked it, you knew the risk, which I kind of agree with, but then again, I kind of don't, because that's based with the assumption that you're racing somebody with the same level playing field as you. They're not cheating. They don't have some unfair advantage over you. So, Daniel's been going through and banning people and accounts, and hopefully that really deters future people from cheating. Maybe you'll think twice. You lose all your accounts, you're going to think twice. So just don't do it. Don't do it. Whew. Man. So, where are we at here? Let me see if we can find some more. Anything else? So, Ricky, you're going to be happy you get to keep your APK CTV.
I don't want to say it out loud, but there's maybe 20, 30 of them that are APK that I haven't even touched, Joe, that are virgins.
Yeah. What are you planning on doing? You going to leave them untouched, or you going to...
They all just got raped. They all got to NOS bottle last night.
Yeah.
I'm tuning them. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to get them ready. I'm going to put most of them in 81. I am going to put a few of them into lobbies just so when that Legacy event comes around, in case they try to say Legacy 1663 only. Well, I'm going to be screwed if all my cars are 81, right?
Yeah. Diggy313, what's up, Diego? Crystal says she doesn't even own an APK car. Wow. I think at this point, I thought everybody at least had one from somewhere. They won it.
We're going to have to do something about that.
Yeah. Let's see, man. I can't wait to... Actually, the one thing I'm really interested is the whole... I want to see the new user interface. They kind of gave us a sneak peek. I think it was episode 1 or 2. They gave us a sneak peek at the new interface with how the map... now you go and you look at the map and it's like... It's all chaotic. Each one, LA is different than London. London's different than Tokyo. Tokyo's different than Sydney. Some of the daily challenges up here. You see it up here. The turf is down here. Multiplayer lobbies over here, and then you switch, and they just move around, and they're just random. It's kind of confusing. I mean, we've gotten used to it. I know what turf looks like, and I know how to find turf now. But from a new player's point of view, you look at it and go, "What the hell is this garbage? What is this chaotic mess here?" So I like the new user interface. And not only was it interactive, it was like the globe that kind of spun, and you could, rotate it. But it also showed you timers, if there's a London event going on and there's, 1 day, 24 hours left, 23 hours left, it'll show it there in the timer, and you can go and click it and it spins the globe around to Sydney, and there it is. I don't even know what else. I don't even know what other features, but I'm sure it's going to have a ton, and that's one of the things I can't wait. I just can't wait to see the whole new look and, the whole streamlined aspect of it. I need a beer, guys. I'm starting to fade. We should probably start wrapping this up soon. I'm going to be back on tomorrow, guys. So if anybody wants to join me tomorrow, Brian's out there. I don't know. Crystal was good. I don't know if she has some free time to join. It's always good to hear another point of view, and I know it sounds stupid, but a female, a woman's point of view. more and more women are gaming.
There are female racers out there. Right? Should be a good candidate for them.
Absolutely, more and more female racers and gamers out there. So.
I did talk to. I forgot to tell you. I did talk to Greg Jihashi. He said he'd come back on with you if you wanted.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to Greg. He's an old school racer from way back in the day. Interesting stories. Some of the shady stuff that happened way back in the day, he can talk about all of that stuff, So
the cloning wars.
The cloning wars, yeah. So if you're interested in how that all went down, we'll have Jihashi on here, and just a little bit of Racing Rivals history back in its infancy, and a lot of the ways that people found to circumnavigate the system and really put the game through the ringer. I mean, we rode this game hard and put it away wet many a times as a community, and we're just now getting some of these big issues. Cloning and glitching money happened very, very soon after the game started. Very soon. And look at it, 4 years later.
Subject, Joe.
What's that?
That's a sore subject.
Yes, it is for some. But
I'm losing all my money again.
Yeah. So, but people know that that happened in the very, very beginning, the infancy of the game, and look at it. 4 years later, it still plagues this game, and somebody's finally, Carbonated is going through and taking care of all the problems that have existed for the past 4 years. So, but I'd like to talk to Greg about that. He's got some really good insight and stories about because things were so secretive. Things were really, really secretive back in the day. And, years later, stories come out because it's no longer relevant. And it's kind of interesting to see how all these things went down. What happened behind the scenes? How did people discover cloning or what they did with it? And how, it's interesting, I don't recommend it, obviously, now because you will get your ass booted. But back in the day, when things weren't quite the way they are now, it's just interesting. So we'll have him on. See if we can have Crystal on again. I know Jeff. Jeff always wants to. He's got good insight and things to talk about. Craig, when he's talking, he's sleeping right now. He's a good guy, though.
Yeah, when he talks.
Yeah. Tech is always. He's
I've been kind of quiet tonight. I just been listening, but
yeah.
Usually I speak my mind.
Yeah, Tech's always welcome here, and I want to get who else? I mean,
Frank the Tank.
Absolutely, Frank the Tank. We'll just have to put the PG-13 warning on the screen for language.
Yeah, that's true.
Frank's awesome. He's a good guy. And I'd also like to get, a couple of people from back. I had them online, like Alex. Who are some of the other ones there you've hooked me up with? Nick. There's some good... Andres, absolutely. I'd love to get Brian. Brian's always in and out. He's a good guy to talk with. He's been with not only he's been with Nitto, he's been with Racing Rivals, so he's got good history too. He's got good stories and good insight about this, and he sees for a long time he saw aspects and angles of the game that nobody saw. He was the black market guy, but I think he's kind of gotten away from the black market and more of he wants. I think he's really being mainstream and doing a lot of live stream, a lot of racing now, so which is really good.
Yeah, I got a list of a couple guys that might be interested.
I didn't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Chad. Chad came from Nitto 1320. I was not aware of that, Chad. That's awesome. Frank the Tank, he's still here. I didn't think he was still here, but he is. Nice. Stage 3 Motors Black Market, yeah. So, I mean, Frank's been here for Is Frank always been the leader of Stage 3? Because I know
Stage 3.
He has been the leader from way back, original leader?
Yeah,
or?
I believe he has been.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure.
I know one of the first sales pages I ever joined was probably a Stage 3 motor sales page.
Yeah.
That was probably 3 years ago or something.
Yeah. Chad said he played Nitto 1320. I'm curious. Brian's curious. What was your in-game name in Nitto? Throw that up in the chat. Brian's kind of curious. Maybe he played that game forever. He might recognize your in-game name. So yeah, okay. So Frank gave birth to Stage 3 motors. Okay. All right. Holy crap, man. I'm not going to throw numbers out there just because for a few reasons, but there was a post today somebody put up in, I think, the Drama House, and they posted how much money they spent on the game. So I was kind of curious. So I went through my iTunes and my receipts and added them up from 2014 all the way to the current. That amount of money is staggering. It blew my mind. I was like, holy crap, man. And the thing is like, I only added up one of my Apple IDs. So I have other Apple IDs where I have to go through and find out how much money I've spent on those. I'm kind of curious to see how much money I've spent over the years.
I don't even want to know that shit.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I used to charge my phone bill to buy gems for Racing Rivals to turf every week.
Mm-hmm.
And my phone bill would be $300 and $400
a
month.
Yeah.
For one line.
Yep. So I'm not going to throw my number out there just because I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea that I'm whatever idea they might come up with or whatever thoughts. But man, it was crazy. I've been playing this game for that long, and it shows my loyalty because the amount of money I spent on there, I have a hard time spending $70 for a full console game. I'm cheap. I'm very cheap. But when I came in and I looked at Racing Rivals and I looked at how much money I spent over the years, man, that speaks volumes right there. Like how much I actually enjoyed the game, that I put that much money down and didn't think twice. Not once thought, hey, I probably shouldn't because I don't need to put it down. It was just something I enjoyed doing. And if I enjoy the game, I don't have a problem putting money down. And that's really what it comes down to.
I don't even want to know that. And back when all the Indos were building cars and shit, probably half of our Racing Rivals, it's lighting up Indonesia right now with the electric.
Yeah, well, I think the black market's going to take a dip for a while. It's going to slow down, in one sense, but in another, I think it might build up. It might be full steam for a little while before 7.0 comes out, because there's people that are going to want to buy all these cars tuned and have them ready in their garage.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I really want to get a bunch of Subi Coupes and Z28s and all these things all maxed out, ready to go, and all in the garage, ready for Legacy. But do I want to sit there and tune them all? No. So maybe I go in the black market. I think, I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe the black market isn't going to be hit as hard as we think for now. And then once 7.0 comes out, I think it's going to take, the brakes are going to be put on pretty hard for a while. And then as the game progresses a little bit and time goes on, I bet you the black market picks up a little bit steam. I don't think it's going to be ever where it is now, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think you can get rid of the black market totally, and I don't think you want to get rid of the black market totally, because there's always going to be a little bit of a need for it. It's not good for the game from a developer standpoint, obviously, we know that. But there's always going to be a need for it in a little bit.
They both feed on each other.
They do, and I'll tell you, the game...
And they both need each other.
Racing Rivals may not be where it is today. If it wasn't for the black market at certain times in the game, in the stages of the game, I think the black market really helped the game along. It was a crutch at times. They both, back and forth, helped each other. So... it's a little bit of a symbiotic, relationship between the game and the black market. So let's see. If there are more unique cars that stay rare, the market should boom. Supply and demand create marketability. Absolutely. I've been saying that. I've been saying that for the longest time. Supply and demand drives price and drives volume. It dictates price and volume. All right, guys. Man, I mean, I could stay up all night and chat and just hang out with you guys. I just wish it was a Friday night and I didn't have to work tomorrow. But we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Make sure to join. We're going to talk. I'm going to brainstorm and come up with some new ideas, some new voices, new people to talk to. Guys, stick around. Hang with me. And I urge you, if there's one thing you take away from this live stream and all my live streams, please keep an open mind. As Daniel mentioned earlier, if you're going to quit, hold off. Wait till you see 7.0. There's no harm in waiting. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to ruin anything. You might just find that, hey, you might just like 7.0 better than the current version. And I have a feeling that's going to be true. So, guys, appreciate you joining, hanging out. Tech Assassin, thank you very much for hanging out with us. You got to come back and hang out again very soon.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Sticky Ricky, you there?
Always, yeah. I'm always here, buddy.
Awesome.
Just reading in the comments and stuff.
Yeah, no, I just want to thank you personally once again for hanging out. Thursday night, we all have a life. We all have stuff that we have to do, and the fact that you're here hanging with us, hanging with me, and we have the live. Everybody out there watching us, they're here hanging out. They could be doing anything. They could be doing homework, cleaning the dishes, shaving their cat, shaving their grandma, whatever. But no, they're here hanging with us.
Going down in history with you boys.
So I appreciate that, you guys. I love you guys a lot. We're gonna keep this train rolling. That's for sure. This train doesn't stop. Bird, as always, pleasure having you here. Thank you. All right, so let's wrap this up, guys.
Guys, like and subscribe before you go any better. Sure. Everybody make sure they hit the like button.
Hey, you know what, Sticky Ricky? Why don't you do the honors of ending this live stream, all right?
Don't put me on the spot like that.
Okay, all right. All right, guys. So, as always, thank you for joining. I'm Pigpen, the one and only. Appreciate it very much. Like, comment, subscribe, and turn those video notifications on so you never miss a video. See ya! And guys, I'm back. That's right. I just wanted to thank Daniel again for hanging out with us, answering questions. He's at work, eating dinner, trying to figure out all the different things that they can do to make this game better for you and me. So thanks, Dan. All right, guys, I'm out. Oh, wait, what do I say? Peace out, Cub Scout.